moved on and collected, settled to his own liking. Still he moves on. A voice in the back of his head reminding him that this is stolen, this is not his. All these moments, these precious time spent moments of gravity. All this anxious waiting. All this time spent waiting. All this pain that you know. All this effortless moving. All this pain that you will ever know. From waking hours. Time spent in this moment.
Got myself my own camera, the Canon 600D. It's easier to make videos like this because you have a screen where you can see yourself. The same with the Nikon D5100. I'm sure that many of my viewers know who Ron Paul is. The man who is very likely going to become the next president of the United States, and you should understand why it is important even to me, even to people who live in Europe or wherever. I've been telling people about him for quite some time now. He has 5 children. Supposedly one of the girls is a rainbow girl. His wife is part of the Order of the Eastern Star. His father, Howard Paul, was a Freemason. But the son, you should keep in mind, is Rand Paul. On April 18th, Alex Jones, the disinfo guy, made a video where he mentions that it's possible for Rand Paul to become the vice president together with Ron Paul. To me, it became even more obvious then. If you search Ron Paul on Google, add Illuminati, Freemason, Ron Paul deception, such things, you will see videos that are posted on YouTube. If you click on more videos, you will see some that are against him. The first ones would be the ones that haven't been removed, where it shows him doing handshakes and such things, which are important, but the ones that actually expose him, those get removed, and the accounts also get suspended. You can check it yourself, because even if the video is removed, it will still show up on Google. Click on it, and this happened to me twice already, that the accounts are suspended, the ones that made a video against Ron Paul. It's how it works. And you have to ask yourself why. On YouTube, if you enter Obama, you will only get, mostly I should say, negative things about him. You search Romney too, negative things. You search Ron Paul, what do you get? What do you get? The whole thing is a game. The fact that people can see through it is alarming. when Kim Jong-il died on December 17th, 2011. It was hard to call it a coincidence because on December 17th, 2012, 1 year later, the President of the United States gets elected. Chosen on November 6th, which is 3 days before the next step of Coney 2012. So if you think that the Coney thing has something to do with the rise of Ron Paul, then I can only agree that this is very, very possible. People now know about such things as all the invasions, countries, and people don't want war, which is a good thing, of course, but this is a trap. If anything, it's just another game. They're playing mind games. Coney thing was made for two sides. It wasn't made completely obvious, but it was supposed to show that it's fake because all partners on YouTube report about it. When you search on YouTube Coney 2012, the third video that shows up for me is one against it. They would never allow those videos if they didn't want the truth, not the real truth, but the one that is popular, to come out. Same old game about oil, which the elite don't even care about, but they want you to think that they do. The reason Ron Paul isn't all over mainstream media, although he is quite a lot, but more on the internet, is because he's aimed for the 0.9%. And if you don't know what I mean, then watch my videos. Are you aware or awake? They want to take over these people first because maybe it's a little bit harder, only tiny bit, to fool them, because everybody else will accept him when he steps into mainstream. That will be no problem, and nobody of the 0.1% will suspect him, because they will say that he wasn't mainstream and now he got mainstream because of this or that. I will link you to a calculator where you should enter Rand Paul in the Greek and Roman fields. If you believe in such things as the Antichrist, then I do not see anybody else who would fit the image more than Rand Paul. If he will become the vice president. I can predict the future, and I'm not trying to. The opposite might happen, but if it does, then it will be quite obvious to me. We'll just have to see. The Antichrist is supposed to be somebody who will come in something like a crisis, so people will beg for him. JFK and RFK, his little brother, they were supposedly assassinated, but I'll link you to evidence that JFK of course didn't die. And it also doesn't make sense because they were part of the Kennedy family. And that's how it is with many of these people who are obviously part of it, right? Otherwise they wouldn't even be there, they wouldn't be up there, famous, popular, wouldn't be in politics at all. But now people assume that Ron Paul might be assassinated just like JFK, because JFK supposedly exposed everything, but all he did was say the same information which has been around for ages. That's what Alex Jones does. So Ron Paul might as well be assassinated just like JFK, but if Rand Paul would really become the vice president, then he would step in. The possibilities are endless. He could remove the Federal Reserve, bring back the troops before that. It could also happen way before. It's something you can't know. And yes, of course they want to remove the Federal Reserve. It's in all of their propaganda films, like Zeitgeist or Zeitgeist, how other people pronounce it. That's for the collapse of the economy and for the one world currency, and Ron Paul even openly speaks about it. And the troops bring back for what? For martial law. What you should realize is that Ron Paul is somebody who makes you believe that doing the wrong thing is right. That's his purpose.